Welcome back to Three Bees on a Mission. We are three women who unapologetically tell our truths and divine feminine wisdom.
Love it. Love it, miss.
It's
You
like
guys
she's
are already
joking on
clowning.
it.
Well, and
I know.
today we've come very prepared because we already have our affirmations
Man,
ready
you guys are
to
like
go.
on it. I love
Yeah.
it.
But we also have to point out that
Yeah.
we actually have to use cord earbuds this week
Oh my God.
because we can't make it up. Like, my energy be energying. I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't know
So,
what's happening with you guys
We
over
have
there.
to go old school. We have to
Yep.
go cord.
I love it though.
It's all right.
So
My
yeah,
God.
so you see this little
Sometimes old school is better.
Yep.
Yeah,
Big old
sometimes.
school girl. So
Yeah,
our affirmations, do you want ours first or are you gonna do your
Okay, I'll do mine.
Okay.
My affirmation this week, and it's going to tie into everything we're going to talk about, is I am affirming that I can create the life that I've always dreamed of.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, indeed, you can.
Okay.
1,000,000%.
So that's been my affirmation all week. Still is. Probably still will be for a while.
That's okay.
I love that. I'll go next. So mine this week is I have the power to create change.
Okay.
So, I'm living all of that right now.
Yeah.
Changing all the things. So
Same.
Miss,
Tally, what you got?
My affirmation is I choose to feel at peace.
I like that.
I'm making
I
a
like that.
conscious effort,
Yeah, that's a hard
bringing
one.
it down. It is because
that's
I like to.
yeah,
So
like I gotta tell you, like I haven't felt that way recently. That's all I ever want. Like I just want to always have that constant state of that. But I think when you're going through so much change, upheaval, transformation,
absolutely,
all the things, like it's hard. It's hard to stay peaceful. But I'm trying my best. So I love that for you, Tolly. And
I'm
I
trying.
think it's interesting that you and IG both have we're creating something. Isn't that interesting? So yours is we're creating and Tolly is choosing. So it's very interesting to me. Okay. I love it. Okay. What's up next? You want me to go into my shenanigans?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh no, let's do a quick vibe check first. What's your vibe today, guys? Before I go into my shenanigans.
I think I'm very mellow today.
Nice.
Thank God for that.
I did
like
all
that.
of my, I don't feel like I have to get so much done. I did it
Okay.
all like Friday and Saturday night when I stayed in.
You stayed
I'm
in on
wild.
Halloween? You didn't go out and do anything on
I
Halloween?
I sat by the door. It makes me very sad because every year I get one, maybe two.
Yeah.
And so this year, I think 3 kids, bless their hearts,
Aw.
their mom and the 3 kids were running around in the rain. And
Yeah.
these people weren't paying attention. They were
Oh my
driving
gosh.
like maniacs down our street.
Of
And
course.
I was standing on my porch screaming at people, not that
Yeah.
they're going to hear me because their windows are up. So, but I just felt really bad that these kids are, it's a crappy night. It's
Yeah, it
raining,
was
and now
terrible.
people were driving crazy. So that I didn't like that. But there were 3
Aw.
sweet kids that stopped at my house and said thank you.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that was good.
Yeah, so I went to a party, which was fun. And I usually go to one like every year. I went to a party and like there's like when I tell you like hundreds of kids that come to the house of the house that we go to for this party, and so everybody kind of takes turns like trying to hand out candy and manage things, and there's like tons of food and good people, and so it was fun. But this was the first year that my kiddo, usually she's with me, but apparently she's grown now, so she was like, no, mom, I'm going with my friends
starting.
trick-or-treating. Yeah,
Boy.
she ditched me. She went trick-or-treating with her friends, which I get. And then, she and her friends had this, big sleepover thing that they did. But it was a little sad because every year since she's been, probably since she was 3, now she's 12, for the past 9 years, I've always done like a, she usually picks the theme of like, hey, mom, this year we're going to be whatever. And so then like, because like I love Halloween and I used to throw big Halloween parties. I don't remember, do you guys remember like when I
went
decorate
back
all
in
of
the day?
Yard and
I went,
My gosh, it was crazy.
I feel like she's gonna rip this out of my ear.
I went. Am I ripping it out of your
No,
ear?
you're not. But like you've hit the cord.
I keep hitting the cord. There, it's behind me now. There.
You were good.
Don't hurt him, Hammer. So yeah, I mean, I used to throw the Halloween parties and stuff, and
Yeah.
I just haven't since I've had her because she wants to, do other things, and she was little, and now she's kind of grown. But yeah, so this is the first year that she didn't want to. I was like, "Are we doing like themed costumes? Like, what's the theme?" She's like, "Oh no, Mom, I'm doing stuff with my friends." I was like, "Oh, how sad! How sad! Am I by
Yep.
myself now?
No, please.
Are you bra yet?
Am I what?
Oh,
Bra.
I'm not bra. No,
Oh, okay.
no, I'm not bra."
like Geller.
You
And
sure?
I think she knows better because
Oh,
I would correct
God.
that pretty quick. I'd be like, "Come on now, come
I
on."
did it. I tried to untangle it from my hair, and
It wasn't even me.
it wasn't even her. I did it myself.
Okay, you
There we go.
guys are having some difficulties today. So, but
We're
anyway,
really.
so that's what happened. But anyways, I had fun with adults at a party, so that
I was
was
gonna,
cool.
I was gonna go to a party, but
You were like,
when
"Nah."
it started to rain, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not leaving my house."
Yeah, it was
That's so
miserable. It was
funny.
so cold and rainy. It was terrible. I felt bad for the kids.
What the
My daughter ended up going as like kids are obsessed.
bubble?
I don't know if this is a thing. Like they're obsessed. Her and her friends are obsessed with Hamilton. So they
Yes, I
went
love
as
it.
characters. I love it too. I think it's awesome.
So great.
But they went as characters from Hamilton, all as a group.
That's amazing.
She was Eliza. She had these like big curls in her hair, and
I love it.
and one of her best friends was Alexander, and it was like they were like a whole cast of characters. It's pretty
I
cute.
went to see that. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's an amazing amazing play. Okay, so are we still on vibe checks, like, or are we moving on? We just talked about
I
Halloween.
mean,
I don't
we-
think you said anything,
oh,
Bridgie.
I got
Oh, me?
yesterday. Me,
Oh yeah,
me,
you go ahead.
bro.
Yeah, you
Me,
go.
bruh.
Me, bro.
Me bruh. Got you.
Yesterday, I actually got to hang out with my little, which I haven't done
Awesome.
for the longest time. And she made sure, like, she did all the things and made sure my hair was all the ways. And I slept with a bonnet, and
Love it.
I literally, and it was perfect. And then I made dinner before I left, and it was like, oh, let me get a quick shower, and then the steam just took it all out. So,
Ah.
Jake,
I hate
here
when
we
that
are.
happens to my hair too.
But at least
Yeah.
it was good
Flowing
vibes
hair.
My
because I got
long
to hang out with her.
flowing hair. I used to have long hair. It's weird. Like when I finally cut it, I was like, this is like freedom. This is amazing. So
Hmm.
I've embraced that ever since. But I did. I used to have long hair. Oh, what's my vibe? My vibe is it's a quiet one today, but my vibe is hopeful. I mean, that's going to kind of segue into the little story that I'll share. But I'm hopeful, and it's sometimes it's tough to hold hope, but it's something that you have to really lean into. It's not a passive thing. It's an active. Like you have to be intentional about it. That's my vibe. I'm being hopeful for some things, and yeah. Yes, it's just like a quiet thing. It feeds into the little stories. If you remember, was it last week? Well, yeah, I think it's the last episode. I mentioned that I had quite the morning. And I shared that it was outside and it was just like a stressful morning. And I was like, well, I'm not going to share this now because I knew it was some kind of lesson. I knew it was because it was so emotional for me. And I was like, what in the hell is going on? And I needed to sit with it for a minute. And then I did. And then I figured out what the things were. Like, what was all of this?
Hmm.
Apparently, God likes to show me things using like goats and wells and fields. But
Not
you know,
birds to the head.
well, not birds to the head, but this one does involve a crow. So here we go.
Oh, yay.
So it
my
does involve a
friends.
crow. Yep, your friend, mine too. They've been
Mhm.
friends. This story is about trying to find a well. All right. When I moved into this farm like 2.5 years ago, no one could really say they will, but they didn't. Like nobody could find this well on this property. Okay.
Mhm.
Not even the surveyor. The surveyor came to try to find it. And, everybody's like speculating like around the neighborhood, like, oh, it's over here, it's up there, or whatever. And so the farm is on 8.5 acres of land. About 4.5 of those are uncleared. It's like wooded up like a giant, hillside
Yep.
in the back.
Past the graveyard.
Past it, yep, we have a cemetery, here.
Mhm.
So crazy, but so there was always an understanding, or at least my understanding was like it was probably somewhere up in that wooded area. Okay, so there are a few of us last week that went on this mission to say, all right, we're going to locate this sucker because in our area, there's been a drought over the last few months. Like there really hasn't been any rain. And so one of the things you're concerned about is like, well, what is the situation of the well? How much water do we have? Most people can check their wells. That has not been my case. So we set out on this mission. First of all, I don't want to do this, but okay, we'll do it. We're out there for a couple of hours looking for it, up and down. I have a creek that runs all the way down the property, which is beautiful. But right now it's dry because there's no water. So we're walking the creek bed, and then there's down trees, so you can only go so far. And you're like, oh my God, this sucks. I have to come back out. And, and by the way, this is not all cleared. Like there's pricker bushes and poison ivy you gotta look out for.
On hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was
Just
walking with a
joking.
machete. No, I was serious. No, I'm very, very serious. No, yeah. Okay. But because by the way, when you live where I live,
You probably need one.
there are also wild animals that you could encounter as well. So like
Right.
there's a bobcat that will sometimes sit out in the back
Wow.
field and just look,
Lord.
look down at you. And there's bears and
Coyotes.
coyotes. Yep. Yeah. Gee, you've heard those when you've been
Mhm.
out. But so anyways, and listen, this search and other people have searched the property. Like everybody's speculated about this well. Like nobody's been able to find this damn well. Okay. Nobody over 2.5 years. Okay. And so it was looking like it was going to be like that again. And so finally I went way up to the back, like way, way, way up to the back of the property, like way up on this hill on the other side of the creek. And when you look down, it's this big incline, this big ravine. Okay. Oh my God. What are the chances that it's probably down there? I'm just like standing at the top of the thing and I was like, okay, all right. I start going down this hill because I'm like, maybe it's down here. It's really far. It's probably like a quarter of a mile from my house. Something was telling me, like, let's go down the hill. It's like trying to scale down the hill and then you go down there. And it
But did you
actually
have your
is really
hiking boots on?
yeah, I did have boots on.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, and tick spray and everything else that you have to have,
Hey,
right?
girl.
Yeah, I don't want to get
Nice.
any diseases. I'm going down the ravine, and all of a sudden, I don't know why. Maybe because I just been out there. I didn't want to be doing this. This is just like this ever. It's just so frustrating. Like you're always trying to find this well, right? I'm like, this sucks, man. I don't want to do this. And all of a sudden, I just get this like, I don't know why. Like, all right, for several months now, I would say, I don't even know how long, a while. Remember the last episode I talked about, I have a clear cognizance and I also have like clairvoyance. Sometimes I'll get visions. Those are things that I usually share or channel messages. But there's a clear cognizance, which is that knowing. There's a knowing of things that are put in you. And so, specifically, as I'm walking down this hill, I just started feeling really overwhelmed with emotion about these things that I'm holding. So there are probably 3 or 4 things. They are very, very significant things that I have a knowing about that are, I think, supposed to be unlocked for this next chapter of my life. And they're beautiful things. They're just incredible. And I have nothing to show for these things. Okay.
Mhm.
I get signs and synchronicities all the time, every day in and day out, like about everything. But like, I don't know, like it just could just be a natural state. I usually take it as like, hey, the divine is with me. The divine still wants me to believe in these things. The divine wants me to make sure that I know I'm supported. I have my angels, my spirit guides. I'm very grateful about those things. So don't get me wrong, but I'm just being real and honest about this.
Yeah.
When you have an inner knowing of some of these things that are so close and dear and near and important to your heart, and you just have to sit with them, and you can't really, there's nothing you can say about them. There's nothing you can do about them.
Mhm.
There's nothing that you can see about them. So
Mhm.
all you have to do is just keep them. You just have to keep them and trust that you're not crazy. These things
Mhm.
really are things meant for you and that are coming into your life at some point,
Mhm.
And like I said, there are about 3 of them that I'm like holding. And for whatever reason, I'm going down this freaking ravine and it just hits me. And I'm so emotional about this. And I'm like, why am I thinking of this crap now? Like, why? Like, I'm just so frustrated. And I think it was because when I was going down the hill or going down there, like it was this knowing, like, you have to go down the hill. You should go down the hill. And I think that's what triggered this. And it's like, oh, yeah, right. Like this knowing, like I have this knowing about things that just never work out, apparently. Right. And I think that's what triggered it. So I'm going down the hill and I have this feeling like you should go down the hill. And it wasn't an audible thing. It was just a knowing, like you should go down the hill. I was like, great, here's this knowing. I'm like, fine. I go down the hill. All of a sudden, to my left, I start hearing this crow out of nowhere. This crow starts squawking out of nowhere. Now, I will say that I knew that the well wouldn't be that far because it'd be like way to the left and it would have been way too far away. And I knew it wasn't that. But then I heard, you need follow the crow. And I was like, follow the crow? Like, it's going way over there. That's not going to be it. Like, that can't be it.
Yep.
But I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. So I did. So the crow was like over here and I followed it. It was like way out of the way. But what it was doing, believe it or not, I can't even make this up. It was doing that because I couldn't get down into the creek bed by just going down. I had to go all the way to the left and then go down into the creek bed. And then once I did that, the crow took off and it started going down the creek bed in the opposite direction. And I heard follow the path. And I was like, follow the path. Okay.
She said,
I was like, okay, all right. I'm following the path of the creek bed down the opposite direction now. And I'm not seeing anything. And I was like, this is so pointless. And then I'm kind of in my feels about these things because they're coming up because I'm like, I just have this knowing and here I am again. I'm walking in a creek bed. I think I'm following a crow. I just heard follow the path. So I'm following the path and all of a sudden I see the crow and he was up in this tree and he starts squawking. And I was like, oh my gosh, I see like this pipe thing, right? Or like, I don't know, some metal thing or whatever. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm yelling up to everybody. I'm like, hey, would it look like this or whatever? And they're like, it could be, you know, everybody's like, oh, it could be, whatever. What do you see? So, because I'm the only one down there. I'm the only one that went all the way down there because everybody else probably like, yeah, whatever. What the hell? Why would you do that?
What? You don't want to follow the crow?
I followed the crow and the crow is like right above this thing. Well, it turns out that wasn't the well. It was like some barrel or something. I don't know that had been out there, but he was right above the barrel. And so I was just like, again, I was just like, okay. And the crow's squawking like crazy above me. And I'm like, son of a bitch, here we are again. Like, you know, dead end.
I thought I
And so-
knew, and then I don't know.
Exactly. So
And
it's
then the
this whole
doubt
thing.
sets in.
It's just, there it is. Like, here it is. I'm like, here it is. See some bullshit that I think I'm following. And I think that I know some things. And here it is. It's just an empty barrel. And the crow is like going off. Like, I mean, he is all into this, you know? And I turn to leave and I look across, like directly across from me, and there's the well. It's covered in, like, it had like, you know, stuff that had been grown up over it and whatever. And I was like, is that it? And I walked over and like, I'm like trying to like chop, you know, the branches and everything away. And sure enough, it's the well. And I just started sobbing because
well, no, if you 2.5 years, my God, you poor honey.
nobody could find this thing. But listen, here's the deal. I was like, I'm telling you, I was so in my feels about like, you can't know these things. Like, how would you know these things? Like nothing. You've got nothing. There is nothing that is showing up. And then I go on this expedition and then I hear like, you know, follow the crow, follow the path. And then I follow the path and whatever. And then it leads me right there. And I go over to the well and I start clearing it away. And I hear audibly, you do know. And I was like, this is it. This is it. I was crashed out. I was like, you know, and then I have to explain to everybody, like, are you that happy that you found the well?
Yes, I am.
Like bawling
Yes,
your
yes,
eyes
Miss
out.
America.
And I'm
I
like
am.
trying to put myself together because everybody's going to be like,
Allergies.
what the hell?
Allergies. I swear.
What the hell is this girl's problem?
Mhm.
And I was like, what just
I'm a
happened to
certified
me?
Lulu. That's what my problem is.
Exactly. But do you know what I'm saying? Like it is,
Yeah.
yeah,
I know
it
what
is
you're saying.
It is really hard. So then I was like, well, then I had to come back and then we did our, you know, our taping later that day. And I was like, there is no
I don't-
freaking way I can talk about this. I can't. I don't care if this is what you want me to talk about. So I sat with it for a while. And then I felt led to feel like, well, what is the spiritual meaning of finding a well, because I felt like obviously this was all for a reason. This was a reason for me personally, but there might be a reason for somebody else. So I start looking this up. And so this is really interesting. So
I
finding a
wonder
well.
what in my dream dictionary.
It's
Yeah,
not a
maybe.
dream. She actually found the well.
Shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so
Oh my
even
God.
though I am
I'm
delusional,
sitting here
seems
going,
like
"Oh
most
my
of the
God,
time I
wait a minute,
actually am in
what?"
reality. No, in
Oh,
reality, this is
dang.
real.
All
This is
right
a real
now.
story.
I'm sorry about that.
So
Wow.
there are two things that really resonated for this, like the source of like finding a well and the meaning of that spiritually. So the first one is that it's a source of inner wisdom. What do you know? The well
Phew.
represents, I can't make this up.
Mhm.
The well represents the deep, unseen waters of your subconscious, your intuition, your higher knowing, and finding one symbolizes rediscovering the wisdom within yourself, the truths that are buried. It's an invitation to draw from your own depths rather than seeking answers outside of you. And I was like, when I found this out, I was like, okay.
Loving
So
again.
this
Right.
was the whole lesson, was that you're trying to teach me to know and
Yep.
like to understand that, like, yes, this seems crazy. These things that I am holding seem nuts. They seem crazy. They don't even seem like they would make any sense. You know, that I don't even know how, and I have nothing. Like I have nothing, but like the knowing just doesn't go away. So you have to sit with it. And you have to sit with it and you have to be hopeful. The second one was feminine principle of receptivity. Well is a vessel. That is, here we go. We just talked about this. That is open, that is receptive, that holds sacred waters of creation. And finding one may reflect your reconnection to the divine feminine energy and your ability to receive guidance, abundance, and love without forcing or chasing it. And it's a reminder that the power isn't in constant doing, it's in allowing and receiving.
Phew.
Son of a bitch.
Every
And I
time.
walked away and I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff. So, okay, now I know where the well
Literally,
is.
literally, we can't make it up. We
I
text each other daily at this point. Like, bro, can't make this up.
I can't. So here's and I'll just sum this up. I think, so obviously the lesson is what it is and take it for what it is. And if it resonates with you too, then awesome. There was a reason why I'm supposed to share it, but it also is just my authenticity too. I'm just sharing with you what I'm going through. It's not like I'm like
Mm-hmm.
this super being that has this all knowing and I've got everything lining up and there's no doubts. And I'm like, no, this is not it. It's hard. It's really hard. And it's hard to be a divine feminine. Let me just tell you, for anybody who is out there understanding that, like the divine feminine it's tough because you do have a spiritual knowing and leading and whatever. And that's tough. But what I got out of this was, even though these things that I have a knowing, and there's a reason why I have a knowing. And when I've pressed into it this week, they've shown me a lot of, characters in like the Bible and the Old Testament that were also given these divine knowings of things, right? So like Joseph knew that he was going to be this great leader, and he went and he made the mistake of like telling his brothers, and his brothers were like, yeah, okay. And they sold him into slavery. His ass went into slavery for several
Bye,
years.
Joseph.
And they were like, yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, you're going to be somebody. But through a whole bunch of divine interventions, he did end up becoming somebody.
Yep.
And you got Daniel in the lion's den. And you got David, who was like a nobody little thing. They're like, oh, yeah, you're going to slay this giant and you're going to be
Gonna whoop that
king
giant's
someday. And they're
ass.
like, yeah, okay. But my point is, sometimes you are given a knowing of things because it's supposed to grow faith in you. There's even a scripture in the Bible that's like, blessed are those who believe and who have not yet seen. It's like this idea of like, how great is your faith in things that are not seen? How great is your connection really with the divine when they're telling you things or they're letting you know things ahead of time? How much can you hold faith for some of these things? That was the first thing. And then the second thing is, I think that I go through some of these lessons because God wants to give me something in the physical to reassure me sometimes that what I'm going through and what I know and what I'm, evolving to is real. Even if those things that I know aren't in the physical reality, like there's a support for me in a lesson that kind of keeps me plugged in. That's like, no, look it. You are hearing things. Like, you found this well. Nobody could find the well. And so then imagine, like, I come up to people and they're like, how did you find it? And what am I going to say? Like,
I followed the
I
crow.
heard, first of all, I had
God
these
told
like
me.
feels.
Source, whoever. And
I
then
had
a
an
sob
inner
over it.
knowing.
Uh-huh.
Like, what am I going to say? Oh, I had an inner knowing that I should go down the hill because that's what I do. Apparently, I have an inner knowing. And then I heard the crow and I said, follow the crow. And then I heard follow the path. And like what you can't say, you'd be like, oh, I don't know. I just
You sound like
had a
crazy.
feeling and I stumbled upon
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it ends up going. But this is the real story. That's how it really happened.
My machete started shaking.
Yeah. Yeah, like what are those people called? That can find water like that. Water, like,
Oh, with a
is
stick?
it like, yeah, divination or something? Like, yeah, something
Yeah,
like that.
that.
Yeah. Maybe I
Really?
should have said that. People would have believed that.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy.
More than a but anyway,
Okay,
so
but
you would
what
be,
I don't understand is how can people know that Wi-Fi is a thing, and that like a radio signal is a thing, but they don't
I know.
believe in energy, vibration.
No. I mean, and listen, all the things that we're sharing every time that we share stuff, these are real things. Like, that really all
Oh, yeah.
happened to me. That all happened. You getting hit in the head with crows. That happened. The
100%.
crow was the one who showed me the way for where I needed to go. I know that sounds nuts, but it did. But so it was like a twofold lesson. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll share this because maybe somebody out there, maybe you're holding things. Maybe you're somebody who has an inner knowing. Maybe you're claircognizant like me. And that is a hard gift. Oh my goodness, that is a hard gift. I'm like, why can't you just let me have a knowing and then it's coming in a day or in a couple of weeks or, whatever these things are. No, you have no knowing of when and how some of these things. And I'm like, what?
Don't question it. Just go with it. Just be like, I know. And when it comes, it comes. And I'm going to be grateful for that.
But then I thought it was hilarious that the well represented those two things that I happen to be working on right now.
Sobbing about?
Yes. And like your intuition and your inner knowing, right, is the one essentially.
Yep.
And the other thing about the feminine receptivity principle of not forcing things, receive, allow. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how many more things do I have to know? Wow, this is crazy. But anyways, so that's what happened. That was why I couldn't just come on and be like, okay, I've had a morning, but I'm just going to share this because I didn't know. I mean, I knew it was significant for me, but I was like, there's no freaking way. So I was like, God, I don't care if this is what you want me to say. I can't do it right now. I was still trying to keep myself together. Anyway, so that was the well story. Interesting. Okay.
So good.
All right. Our come up this week.
Big piece of gum that she handed me. And I'm like, oh yeah.
My
And I'm
gosh,
like,
you guys in your gum. Yeah. No thanks.
sorry.
So
That's okay.
that's okay, but you know what? That's authentic. You can tell, we're not polished or anything. Like, we're just us, we're
Nope.
just us. And you either
I'm a
vibe with it or
polished
you don't.
turd.
Yeah. Perfect. We've talked about we're doing a come up and then we're gonna do gutter monkey because why not gutter monkey? It's awesome.
Excuse me.
We're just following the guidance, the signaling that we're getting through the messages from the divine, and it's slim things back in the come ups and just really make them more personal. Here's the download, here's the lesson that should be shared. Here's how we relate to it. And that's how we're going to roll for right now until they make another change. This week's come up is you can't compete where you don't compare. Boy, do I love this one.
Ooh, amen.
Finally, it's one that I don't have my heart in my throat. Finally, thank goodness, Okay, so this week we want to call out one of the biggest major illusions in this matrix is competition. And here's why. Because the truth is you can't compete where you don't compare. And what we mean by that is that when you're walking in divine alignment, there is no competition. Competition is an illusion. The energy of competition only exists in the realm of ego. And that's where, people operate from fear or from scarcity or from a need to prove their worth. But when you're connected to the source and to your calling and to your authentic path, there's no one to compete with because that is tailored to you. And so who are you competing with? I can't compete with you guys because you're different than me. My spiritual path and my alignment and who I am and the source has made me to be is totally different. It's unique. It's like a fingerprint. It's so from a spiritual lens, comparison is distortion. As soon as you start to compare yourself or to compete with somebody, that's distorted. It's one of the things that I had to learn early on was we don't do that because what are you competing with? Really, when you lean into it, when you feel this need to compare yourself to other people, which by the way, especially as women, that's something that you learn very early on. Like think about your middle school days or your high school days or whatever. That shit was rampant with girls. I mean, I don't know how it
Yep.
is with guys, but with women, oh my God. And I can already start to see that with my kid. She's 12. She's a
Yeah.
seventh grader. And you can start to see that creeping in. And so we have a lot of conversations about, listen, you don't need to compete or compare yourself to anybody ever.
No.
And I would always expect that you would be somebody that's lifting people up and you never tear people down.
Yep.
Yep.
She ends up being a kid that's in the more popular group. She's very social. And I was like, you have a big responsibility. And your responsibility is you are always treating people with kindness and with dignity and respect, which she always does. I
That's
don't,
awesome.
but I just always hammer
Yeah,
that
because
home
you
because I
Yeah.
was like,
never know what people are going through.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, you
and
don't.
that's good for the ones that feel the need to compare.
Yes.
Sometimes you're comparing to something that you will never even want to be. Oh my God,
Yep.
I want all of these things that this
Yep.
person has. I want to
Yep.
achieve that. But to achieve that, there's like one of two ways. That person could have went through a shit ton of trauma that then like this is their blessing at the end. So say they're a light worker or whatever. And so they
Yep.
got blessed at the end, but the trauma that they had to go through to get
Ugh.
there to get to
Yeah.
this was something that nobody else could have handled. Or it's the flip where they are the most disgusting human being alive and they've done some filthy things to get what they have. And for
Yep.
you to
There's that.
look at somebody and go, I want what they have, you don't know how they got
Yeah. You
that.
don't know how they got there.
Very true.
So don't wish that
Yeah.
on yourself. Do not compete. And also when we say don't compete where you don't compare, you're not the dark person. You're not the one that could do that. There is no comparison. What you
Correct.
have and what you've built or what you've been blessed with is for you. And you
Correct.
got it in a way where you didn't have to lie, cheat, steal, defraud
No.
governments,
No.
whatever. I'm just throwing out whatever, but
Yeah.
to get
Yeah,
there.
that's exactly right. And from a spiritual lens, comparison is distortion. And what that is your shadow whispering, you're not enough. If you're trying to compare yourself to somebody, then that's a shadow part of you saying your self worth, like you're not enough. And so if that's happening for you, that's the message for you is like, it's trying to show you something. If you feel that need, no, that's your shadow part saying, yeah, you're not enough. While the light within you already knows that you were meant to never to be a duplicate. You're not supposed to be that person. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be like that person. The other thing that I want to follow up on that you said, G, was you mentioned light worker. I got news for you. Yes, if you are a light worker, I'm a light worker. You guys will be light workers as well. That's why we're doing this, right? Because light workers are out here shining their lights and helping, they're healers, they're teachers, they are sent to spread light and shine light into people's lives. Those people, including us, because we are those people, have seen some shit in their life. These are
Man.
not people that are like, hey, they get to like, oh, go shine light around the world and heal people and make them happy. And people will probably see the end result of that as you move through your light working, because the more you do it, the more you're going to be elevated to do it and ascending. And that's when people see you and they're like, oh, well, how did they get it so easy? Or how
Oh,
did
I love
they
that
come
one.
up
That's the
like
Oh,
best.
I
this?
love that one.
Uh-huh.
I love the
Like,
ones
they think, yeah,
that are like, "Oh, well, I want what, you have. How did you get what you have?" And I'm like,
yeah,
"You want what I have? Then
yeah,
I'm going to need you to be molested as a child. I'm going to need you to be raped multiple times as an adult. I'm going to need to have you live in
yep,
poverty for most of your life and struggle alone
yep,
being a single mother that is in her 20s. I'm going to need
yeah.
you to be loyal to a job that, tears
Isn't
you
loyal to you.
apart, right, for 24 years. And I'm going to need you to go through all of these karmic relationships where
Uh-huh.
you have narcissists that take whatever you have built up away from you every single time because you haven't learned your
Yep.
lessons. So
Yep.
you want what I have,
Yeah.
then you have
Come get
to,
it.
yeah, come get it. You're like,
Come and get it. No,
I'll
you
switch with you.
don't.
I'll switch with
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Yeah, but see, that's the thing is that people don't have an understanding, especially if you're a light worker. And to anybody who might be watching us that is a light worker, we see you. We know what you've been through, and we know you aren't just made. You didn't walk out one day and be like, "Oh, hey,
I'm about to be a light
I've
worker.
got this path."
Right.
You have been
That's where you have to stop
put
looking
through it.
for the light at the end of the tunnel. If you are in that, the tunnel where you're like, where's this trauma end? Whatever. When you stop
Yep,
looking for the light at the end of the tunnel and you realize you are the light. You are
correct.
the light.
That's
So
right.
when you start affirming and doing everything you need to do internally, you become that
Yep.
light and that tunnel just dissipates.
Yep, exactly. And so, following in on that is that each of us was assigned a mission and a
Mhm.
frequency and a soul signature that can't be replicated.
Mhm.
So, there is no comparison, there is no competition. We are each individual. Like I said, it's like a thumbprint.
Mhm.
It's like you can't, that's an illusion. But yet, that's so prevalent in the world right now. Everybody is got to one up things. You gotta know more, you gotta do more, you gotta be on the cutting edge, you gotta be undercutting people. And it's no.
Yeah.
And even the way that we're
No, thank
approaching
you.
this podcast, even the way that we're approaching this podcast, and the divine was very clear. And we all stacked hands on this too. Like when we first started, it was we are divine feminines. We don't chase, we attract. That's number one. Number two is we all have a trust that whoever this needs to reach, when it needs to reach them, it will reach them. And
Oh,
so, because we are believing in this kind of divine power, like, yes, we will make things available for people into the search engines and algorithms. But listen, they've been very clear with me. This is their magic. This is not mine because we don't have to compete
there's an
because
ambulance
this
going by. You can, yeah, so confirmation.
confirmation, there you
Confirmation.
go.
There's the sirens coming in
There
hot.
it is, coming in hot. And so they've been showing me is you're going to see the magic of this. You are going to
Mhm.
see how this works. When things are divinely aligned and orchestrated, they work. And so I'm believing in that. We'll just show up and do what you want us to do. And we'll do our thing. We'll make sure that we do things to the best of our ability and put things out there. But I'm not chasing it because they're being very clear. That's not what you have to do. We're going to show you a different way. So following on that is like when you honor that kind of principle of not having to compete, not having to compare, when you honor that, you will rise above the noise because there's a ton of noise. There is so much noise, and that's not helping anybody. I mean, that's just leading to more chaos and more discontentment. And like, Tully, you were saying like, hey, I'm, holding my peace. Like I'm peaceful. It's like you're one in a million because
Yeah.
there aren't very many people that are holding peace right now. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well, I'm trying my hardest, and I had to make a decision because I think with the state of the world and everything that's coming
Mhm.
along with it,
Yep.
if I don't, I will pull my hair out,
Yes.
screaming, kicking, and
Yes.
crying
But
at what a despicable. I am so sick to my stomach. I have
Yes.
anxiety just thinking about it.
Yes.
It
but
makes me
that's where
absolutely
they want you.
crazy. That's why
Yes.
That's
I
where they
am
want you to be.
choosing peace.
100%.
Perfect.
Oh, because
Because
I can't
that's,
allow them to take over my stuff. Nope, that's
Yeah.
me. Sorry,
yes.
can't let you do that. Sorry, buddy.
Well,
Beat it.
and so what I will tell you is because you are an empath, that's the end goal for you. You don't think that there are forces that are trying to shut that down in you? You're mistaken.
100%.
And so every empath I know, especially include myself in that as a super empath, yeah, we struggle with that, right? Because like I was saying before in the other podcast episode, like I was saying, like I have to limit my exposure to news
Yes,
because
100%.
I can't
Yes.
do it. And it's
Oh
not that
yeah. I went
I
down that
can't have an
rabbit hole
awareness.
over the winter. I was like, when I was all hermited in, I was like, oh my, this administration, I can't, oh my God. And then
Yeah.
then I was
Yep.
watching my own stocks crash, and
Yep.
it just
Yep.
went into a ball of fear, and everything was like, "Oh my god, how can people not see this? How can they do," you know? And then, you know what? In the end, it doesn't change anything that I
Yep.
was fired up, and I understand. I understand the inequalities. I understand that it is disgusting how they are treating human beings. It's not that we don't
Yeah.
have
It
that
is.
empathy, but
Right.
at the same time, like, we cannot keep continuing to give our energy to just that.
That's right. Because if you get distracted by that, then you're not following your mission and your path. Because we have a very clear mission that if you're a light worker, then you've got to kind of stay grounded and focused on what that actually means and what, because look at how people are going to struggle with all of this. If your purpose is to be a light worker for people, to help show them the light, show them a different way, help heal, help them rise, help support them, bring them, beautiful peace and love and happiness, that kind of thing. And sharing that with them and showing them a different way so that they wake up and they start to do the same work. If you're distracted with all those other things, you can't fulfill your mission. You can't help
Right. Right. And
people,
also,
right?
it's like the domino effect. So we wake up, some people resonate with us and wake up, and then they wake
Yep,
up, and so then guess what? When you have the majority of people that are woke to this idea that we are divine spiritual beings,
correct.
with eternal life, so we don't have to fear death, we don't have to fear,
Nope,
we don't have to fear suppression, we don't have to fear
nope,
anything, because we live in a freaking
nope,
matrix. So we don't,
exactly.
when we don't have that, and it's the majority of the people, then who's fighting?
Exactly.
Who's fighting? Who's
Exactly.
what government?
Exactly.
Who's governing
Nothing. They
that?
have no power. They
Right,
have 0 power.
right.
And so that's the focus. And like I said before, it was like, I don't give a shit about politics. I didn't mean, hey, I don't care what they're doing and like
Yes,
how it's affecting people. I very deeply care about that.
yes,
Of
That's
course.
why I choose not to focus on that and
yes,
focus on the thing that I know is my mission,
yep,
because that's what's going to help free people
yes,
from that bullshit,
yep,
right? Or I could be aligned over there and just it's like spitting into the wind
yes,
over there. No, what I can do and what I understand my mission to be is aligning over here so that then I can be aligned and be able to affect change. And
yep,
that's what I meant by I don't give a shit about that
yes. Same,
because
same.
I've got another course that will help to undo that. Back to the comparison competition, when you rise above the noise and you stop chasing this validation and this need to be um I don't know, like I guess it's validation, right? Because it's just
Oh
validation.
yeah.
It's like you don't need that.
Yeah,
And you
you're looking
start
for
to
somebody to say, it's always the ones that, "Oh, look what I have." Oh god, that makes me so sick. Anybody.
it's
And
like your one uppers.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we talked about our parents last week, and or the week before, whatever it was. But dad was the number one, always like, look what I have, and then say this is how much I spent on it and everything. And so
Yeah. I hated that.
I've literally my entire life, as soon as anybody starts telling me what they have and how much it costs, oh, I'm
Mhm.
done. I'm done. I'm like,
Yeah,
who
I
the
could
fuck
give
are
a
you
shit
talking
less.
to? I don't
Yeah.
what? I don't I
Yeah.
have found the best people, like, that have literally not even a pot to piss in. And they will give you the shirt off of their back, and they will
Yeah, isn't that funny?
just be the most amazing people and the most loving people, and they have
Yeah.
nothing more to give you
Yep.
than their love.
Just their time and
That's
their
it.
love and their attention. And look
Absolutely.
at how meaningful that is. And I'm not
Way
saying that
more.
there, and the reverse, like, you know, my life's path has always put me like dead center into affluent crowds and
Yeah.
people. I've always had associations with affluent people, and some of them are very much very showy, very materialistic, very possession oriented, obviously. But I have also found some really beautiful people in those communities too that have such giving hearts and they don't,
Yes.
yes, yes,
And you
they
know
have
them
abundance in their
because
life.
you wouldn't even know that they
Mm-mm.
had money ever.
No.
You
No.
wouldn't
I mean,
know.
I would know because they always had very nice things, but they weren't they were as kind and as grateful as anybody else that I knew.
Yep.
And so it wasn't like that. You can have abundance,
Mhm.
in your life and not be an asshole. Like
Done.
that's essentially what I'm
Be
saying.
true.
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
And it's all about your heart. It's like, this isn't about like we said before, money is energy. Who the fuck cares? Like it's energy. It comes in, it goes out, and it comes and it flows to you and it flows to people. It's what you do with it and your heart about it. It's like if you treat people like trash and you've got a bunch of it, hey, good luck. I'm telling you, something's coming for you
Yep.
Yep.
eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Something's coming. And it's like you can be aligned with the divine and still have a really good heart and live in abundance. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
And actually, the divine is for that. They want to bring all of those things into your life, even in the material world, because they just want to bless you like that. That's okay. It's but you've got to check yourself. Like, you got to check your heart and be like, am I chasing this? Am I trying to compare and compete with people? Am
Or
I in an asshole about this thing or not?
what you were saying before, like when we went back to gambling winnings, right?
Yeah.
When we get a big win or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Also, you have to know that, source is going to look at you and go, if I gave you a bag of money that you're asking for right now, what would you do
Yep.
with it? What would you do with it? Are
Exactly.
you going to spend it and be like, ooh, look at me, I got all of these things? Are you going
Yep.
to use it wisely? Are you going to put it in a savings account? Are you going to help somebody with this? And
Correct.
so until you are
Yep.
aligned with
Yep.
what you are asking for, you're
Yep.
never going to get it.
No.
Yeah.
They
Period.
know. They
Period.
know. So you can wear yourself
Yep.
out trying
Yeah.
to compete and run and
Yep.
chase
Yep.
and do all these things, right?
Yeah, because even if
Nah.
you you work for it, but it's for the wrong and you do it for the wrong reason, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
your cars are all going to go to shit.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to have a health issue that's going to cost you $1 billion. Like, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, yeah,
Yeah. Like, what do they say? Like, it's like having like a hole in your bucket. It's
yes,
like
Right.
you just
yes.
keep pouring into your bucket and it's
Dear
going out the
Liza, dear
bottom.
Liza.
Exactly. There's a
Mhm.
hole in your bucket, Liza.
That's
Get
right,
that
Yeah.
fixed,
baby.
girl.
I
Get
wanna
that fixed, girl.
my little
Plug that
little
up,
flex
girl.
seal, little tape or something.
Exactly. So honestly, if you are divinely aligned, there is no reason to compete and compare,
Right.
right? And if you do, you're doing that from a wounded place. You're doing that
Sure.
from a shadow place.
Recognize it.
And you need to just stay aligned,
Mhm.
stay authentic, and stay in your lane of light.
Yep.
That's your only mission is just stay aligned and you should be spending your time finding out or figuring out or remembering about your alignment. It's like, okay, I'm aligned. And so what am I here to do? And oh, by the way, I'm living authentically. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I'm not wearing masks like we've talked about before. I'm showing up as my real self and I am attracting in all of the abundance that's for me to do this mission that I'm here to do.
Yep.
Because here's the deal. Queens and empresses and emperors, if you are on the masculine side, we don't we don't compete. You will know
Damn
a
sure not.
true queen, a true emperor, and a true empress because they don't compete. You know what they're
Indeed.
going to do? They're going to show up and they're going to be happy for you. And they're going to be like, oh, you got all these things? Good for you. That means that you're doing something right. And they're going to be so genuinely happy and uplifting of you. Like, you're never going to feel competition from them. You're never going to feel they get it easy or, oh, man,
Yep.
now I've got to go harder than them
Yep.
or what else. Like, I don't look at people like that. I
Nope.
look at people and
Ever.
say, you know what? Good for you.
Yep.
I'm happy for you. And I
100%.
tell you what, and if you're a light worker, you're a healer,
Yep.
you definitely don't compare. You're not comparing anybody
No.
because you understand that everybody has walked a different path
Mhm.
and that you can't compare somebody's trauma to another person's trauma.
Nope.
Like, well, like we were talking about, this is all the one uppers again, that energy of like, oh, you think you've had it hard?
Yes.
You should walk
Right.
my path.
Right. The only time my path comes up is when those people are like, "Oh, how do I get what you got?" "Oh, okay. You want it? I'll give you
Yeah.
I'll give you the walkthrough. You can take all that and then
Mhm.
I'll give it to you. You can have it. You can have all the materialistic crap.
I will guarantee you anybody who is being raised up and who is aligned and is doing this work, they have had a path and
Mhm.
they all have a story. I will tell
100%.
you that
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
you can't do this and not have a story because
Yeah.
how else would you relate to people?
Yeah.
How else would you be able to have a heart for people? How else would you have compassion and patience and like
You don't
unconditional
get those
love?
things without experiencing the exact opposite. You don't
You
become
got it.
soft until you've had to become so hard and beaten down so you could get to know and appreciate what softness is. You
Yep. Yep. Period. I love that. But see, people always see the end and they don't
Yes.
necessarily understand
Yep.
the becoming. The becoming
Yep.
is the beauty. And
Yep.
I'm reminded of that all the time. You are still becoming. Yeah, you've been through a lot to become, which you are currently, but you're always going to be in a state of ascension. You always are because that's your path.
Mhm.
It's like me on the creek bed, follow your path. That was the feeling that I got was you are always going to be following the path. There's always going to be a path that you're going to have to level up, learn the lesson, do more because that's the way it is.
And there is no
But there'll be
mistakes.
so many
You
and there'll be
may
so many blessings along the way of that
Yes.
path,
You may not
right?
know why certain things are happening
I
when
definitely
they're
don't.
happening. Absolutely not. And then, you may even get angry and be like, why would, the divine source, whatever you want to call it, God, whatever, why would they put this situation in my timeline, in my path? Like, what was this for? Just to like rip it all away or just to for it to
Yeah.
fail or like for another
Yeah.
lesson like a scholar,
Yeah. And the
like
lessons. Yeah, we
it
know you got your PhD.
right, and you get angry and you're like, "Why is this when, it looked to be something that was gonna be good for you or whatever, and then it ends up not, like, why is all of that?" And in the end, obviously, not the end
Yeah.
yet, in the end, when you move to the next chapter and or when that chapter closes, you'll actually be able to look back over them and go, if this person didn't do this to me, I wouldn't have felt this way and went this way.
Yeah.
Everything has to happen exactly the way it's happening. And I know that sounds horrible for people that are going through trauma, but guess what? So are we. Like,
Yeah.
we do too. We just are working through it and trusting.
Yeah. So one of the things that's been happening to me a lot recently, and you're talking about while you're and the thing is like you're never waiting, you're always moving. It's like it's you're being stagnant, standing in the middle of your path and
Right.
going, where the hell are all these things? You know,
Why is a bag of
like
money not
where's
just dropping out
Right.
of the
where
sky
the
right
hell,
Damn.
now?
where the hell are these people that you're promising me?
Right, right,
Where's my money in abundance? Like, is that the way it works, right?
right.
But I mean, some days you're like, what the fuck? Like,
100%.
what is all of this, right?
Yes. Yep.
But you'll still feel it. I still carry it. Like I know. Like, it's again, this is knowing. Where it's
Right.
like I know the things that I know.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
worse
And
knowing.
True.
Sometimes it's worse knowing. Like,
Yeah.
you're like,
trust
"No,
me, I
I
know.
know, but I
Yeah.
I can't what?"
Yeah,
It's so much
yeah,
easier being
I
asleep.
know. Well, yeah, it kind of is because, all right, so here's the thing I was going to say. What's been happening to me recently is that when you transcend and you start so you're awake, okay, and then you start going into to this path again and you're walking and okay, your inner person is different. You
Yep.
are a totally different person on the inside than you are on the outside, right? But in the 3D, everybody who's been around you in your life, been a part of your world, whatever, they just see you as you. I mean, they just see you as you. I mean, they may start to see, like, why is she doing that now? Or, like, why is she moving different? Or she acts different? Or why is she kind of withdrawing from
Yep.
certain people? Or
Mhm.
why, so they'll notice, like, you kind of like what I call symptoms of your ascension and,
Yes.
what's going on. But inside, because what typically happens is you are ascending, you are transforming, you are changing, you're going through a dark night of the soul. God knows I've been through a few of them. And so every time that this is happening, you become, it's almost like it's surreal because your internal person is different than the external,
Mhm.
but yet you're still in the same external place. So all of a sudden you start to feel like, my God, where am I? I don't fit here anymore. I don't,
Yep.
it's a weird dynamic. And it's like sometimes you have to hold that space of like, I haven't come into this next phase of my life or timeline or place or whatever the things are going to be for me. And yet I am already changed. And it's like, oh my God, like we've talked a lot about that. We've talked about like how like it's moving you and evolving you. And one day you just wake up and it's like, it's almost like you can't even stand it, like to be in the same skin. Does that make sense?
100%.
Mhm.
Are
Because
you kidding me?
because you're like, I can't, it's like my skin can't even hold me
Yeah.
anymore because
Yeah. You just
I
want to
don't,
expand. You just want to like,
right,
and that's
because
the
you're not
thing.
aligned yet. And it's not for your lack of doing, you're doing everything right.
Yep.
It's just the divine is saying it's not quite time yet because they're
Yes.
aligning all of these things for
Yep.
you, like you were saying, G.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, great, I have to sit in this discomfort
Yeah.
of whatever this is, and I'm like, great. And then you got all these gifts, like you're getting hit in the head with crows. I'm having these huge things that I'm knowing and holding with no evidence of anything.
Oh, I'm starting
And,
my own like
you
what
know,
power company at this point.
yeah, you're dimming in the lights on and off, hearing music that's not there. I'm getting channeled messages through wells and goats and
This is so
everything else.
amazing.
I mean, it's so crazy. I mean,
Y'all want
and
this?
here we,
Here you go.
yeah, y'all want y'all want to compete with us for this? Cool,
Being like, oh
awesome,
hi, I'm
but
not just one
okay,
person. I have two meats. So that's
perfect.
crazy.
Yeah, right, exactly,
It's divided
exactly,
into two. So
exactly.
good luck. I don't
And
know
so
what that looks like over there.
so even when I was at this party, right? I was at this Halloween party and some people were asking me, they're like, so how you doing? And I haven't seen you in a minute. And
Small
like,
talk.
whatever,
Yeah.
what's new? And I'm like, well, do I start telling them the truth about, well, I've really been going through this ascension and transmuting of all of my trauma and pain because now I'm a light worker. I'm on a path. And, by the way, I've gotten a few different lessons about a goat and a well,
They're like this.
and
Who
and I'm
invited
holding,
this bitch?
and I'm holding some knowing of these giant ass things that are coming apparently, or that I'm being brought
Oh,
to.
sorry, boo boo.
And like,
Not me. I'm literally crying right now. I am literally
well,
like,
but this is the reality of
no
it, right?
kidding.
So you're like, but all of that's going through my head. And so what I really say is, oh, I'm doing good. Like things are good.
Everything's good. Everything's good.
like,
I'm not fighting
yeah,
all kind of
I'm good.
spiritual
fine.
warfare.
I
at
love when
all.
people go, hey, so what have you been up to? Nothing.
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 Nope. Nope.
Everything's
Everything's just
the
normal.
same.
Nothing.
Nope.
Because you know what? Okay, but here's the deal. This is where we're at today. And this is kind of the beauty of this podcast is that you're going to get to see us authentically
God.
going through all of this,
Literally.
right?
Uh-huh.
But when we are down the path a lot further and things start to align and I've told you the vision of some stuff that I've seen, when that starts happening,
Good luck.
people are going to look at us and be like, what the fuck with these three?
Yeah,
Like, what the shit? Like, how are they doing whatever they're doing? Like, I'm going to do that too. That don't look like anything. Meanwhile, we've had to shed like 7 suits and uproot our lives that are like burning wrecks in the background, getting hit with birds, hearing music that doesn't exist, waiting for people that don't exist,
Yep. Yes. Yep.
all the feelings,
Yep.
the downloads, the telepathy, whatever, the signs and synchronicities. But you know what? Come at us and talk about
You really don't
how
wanna.
did we get there,
Or how you
Hey.
want to, mimic this. Good luck.
So good. Listen,
Good
I'm just
God.
saying, like, I mean, we're just having a little fun with it, but it's true. It's true.
Oh, I'm crying. I am literally crying.
So that's how it went. But even in those social situations now, I feel like a fucking alien.
Oh,
right?
I
Because
can't.
I'm like, I listen to all the other conversations, which I used to participate in. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, work is good and this is good. And, kids or
Yep.
like we talk about current events or whatever. And like my body and person is just full of like, how do I hold hope and get through the day?
Yep.
And all this other
Yep.
stuff.
Oh my God. Why
And
am I hearing this
like,
right
I
now?
hope I'm not getting, hope I'm not getting a download. And oh my God, while you're talking, my left ear is ringing like a son of a bitch.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's
And
like,
all of a sudden the energy in the room shifted when that person just entered, and I don't even know who that person is. And holy shit, now I feel like I got to get the fuck out of here. I mean,
exactly.
don't make it look
Exactly
weird.
right.
Don't look shifty or anything like that. And then,
My God.
well, me,
It
I'll
is
have
so
music
true.
play. Who's playing the music? Where is that coming from? There
I'm
is no
telling
music
you.
playing, stupid.
I'm
Yeah, I
telling
can't.
you. And there are some days where I'm like, boy, it was a lot easier when I didn't know shit
Right.
about any of this,
100%. Yeah,
Like
I'm
when
not
I was
even.
just a zombie, like I was good,
Yeah.
It's like, my God.
And
But I
that's
have to laugh about it. I don't
well,
know.
and again, I am the one to sit here and attest. Like once so like I had said before, mine started 3 years ago. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna so I literally sat in the house for months on end. Like I didn't
I get it.
answer phone calls. I didn't nope.
Like, it's too
I want to
dangerous. I'm
know.
not doing this.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I would sit in complete silence, like because if I turned on the TV, some like that name would come up, or if I turned on
Yeah.
the
Yep.
radio, some song
Oh
would come
God,
on. I was like,
please.
no, you know what?
No, I know.
Complete silence. I don't want to know
Yep.
nothing at all. Nope. Didn't even
Yep.
go on
Listen.
socials. Nothing. Fell off
You're
the
like,
face of
forget
the
it.
earth.
I don't care.
I'm like,
I don't care.
just no, I don't care. I don't care. And then literally, like the only person in my household came
Yep.
in and then just started saying things like
All the things that brought it right back
all
up
the
again.
things like
Perfect.
just out of nowhere. Just, like, oh, I met with this
Yep.
person today. Why is it that what? What? And oh, this person's
No.
dog's name is this. I'm like,
No.
whoa. And then
No. Listen.
the times
Nope.
started, all the numbers started, and they're like, oh, you don't want to listen to anything? Cool. Don't look at the clock. Don't look at it. There it is.
Don't want to know. I tell you what.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I have neighbors that are Amish, and I'm like, I might just go join their community.
Yes. All the way. All the way. At this
Because
point,
they're
I'll
so
churn the butter.
disconnected.
I will churn the butter.
Yeah, but you know what? It wouldn't matter. I'd go there and it'd be
It
all the
doesn't.
same stuff
It doesn't.
anyways.
I'm telling
It
you.
won't even matter.
I don't, unless you're deaf,
I'm telling
blind,
you, you can't outrun.
you
Yeah, you
can't.
can't outrun any of these journeys. Let me just tell you.
And
You can't.
but wait a minute.
So I'm just like,
wait.
fuck it, whatever.
Wait, so I saw all those synchronicities and all of that and still ignored all of it. And then literally all 3 vehicles on the same day all broke down to force me to go out. 3 and let me just, we have 2 luxury cars and a truck that was 8 months old. So the truck, all of a sudden, just the transmission went and we had to get a new transmission.
This is awesome.
After 8 months. And okay, well, do you need a rental or anything? No, that's covered under warranty. Obviously, you only had the truck for 8 months. So cool.
Right.
No, we've got 2 other cars, which by the way, sit in heated garages. Let me clarify this. These are the most well-maintained vehicles in the world. So we go drop off the truck and I'm driving my vehicle back and my vehicle doesn't have cool lights. No, it has a whole book that shows up on the dashboard that says, you might want to pull your car over because as of right now, the radiator fan is no longer functioning and this car will overheat should you keep driving it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? So then I have to call the other dealer to get that one in. And again, it's covered under warranty, but here's the thing. Now we're down to 1 car and I'm like, that's cool. I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere. All I would leave was to watch my grandson and come back. So I'm like, that's cool. I don't even need the freaking car. There's 1 car left. We're cool. So I said, get in that car and let's, we got to take this one up to the city and drop this one off and get them all done at the same time. We go to start the 3rd car up and it doesn't start. It doesn't start. What do you mean it doesn't start? Well, then it was like, well, this was a luxury car and you put an aftermarket starter in it, so it could have drained the battery. Like, we're not really sure. Try to just go buy a battery. And
Oh my
if
god.
that doesn't work, then like all these other things. We'll have to take the starter out and all of it. What car at
Oh
this
my
point?
god.
With what car? So yeah,
Right.
we have to literally go and I have to find a battery. We have to find it locally because I can only drive my car for so long before it overheats or whatever. The truck is already getting the new
Yeah.
tranny in it. So I'm like, all of this stuff. So I find this battery and I'm like, okay. And I'm the one who has to go because I'm the one who's buying the damn battery. And so it at that point, I'm forced to go into a store. And so we're going through this store and I'm like, mind you, I hadn't been out of the house in 4 months.
Yep.
And we're going through this
Thank God.
store. Thank God. We're going through the store and I'm literally like, we're just in here to get this battery, just get it. Oh my God. And as I'm walking down through this store, there's my twin right there. Bam! There I am, bitch. Hi. How are you? Fucking, I'm dying inside. I didn't even look, man.
Oh
I didn't even look. I
god.
was like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. Like, what? What's the damn chances? I have to go to this store at
They're
this
pretty
time,
high.
and you have to be here.
Oh,
God damn
son
it!
of a bitch.
So yeah, got the battery and just left. But yeah, so
That's
if
incredible.
if the universe wants to move you, it's going to. And once you're on the journey of awakening, welcome,
You're fucked.
bitch, because you're fucked. You can't hide, or you're going to have all the things happen to you until you
Oh,
get back in alignment with
oh
where
my
you're
god.
supposed to
It's
be.
so true.
Thank God.
It's so true.
Thank
I
God.
mean, that's why I was saying to you before, like, I don't know why you would even waste any of your time like fighting
You know what?
anything.
Screw
It's like
off. Screw
I
off.
just wanna I just wanna get through it as easily as I can because the lessons are not easy anyway. So it's like,
Nope.
just listen. I am just trying to just be in this open, receiving, non-blocked flow of energy. That's where I'm trying to be all the time. But
Yep.
then, all these hard lessons get thrown my way. So
Yep.
thank God.
Thank God.
Like, okay. Or these knowings. And I just said, listen, I've got enough knowings right now. Like, I'm good. Like, I think this is enough to hold. Like, these are pretty big. So, like, can I just like take a pass on some new? So they haven't given me any new knowings. So I'm like, okay, thank
You get
goodness
the
because
knowings, I get the
these are
lessons.
hard.
I get like, oh,
Well, I'm getting
you
lessons too.
thought?
What do you think the goat in the
Well,
well and all
yeah,
these other things are
yeah,
too? So but they do have purpose. They
right.
just I think they just yeah, I
Thank
don't know.
God.
Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll say one last thing about competing and comparing. It's like, you know what? When you recognize that you are divinely aligned and you understand that comparison and competition are illusions, like that doesn't exist for you anymore. Like it doesn't. I mean, it's kind of funny to watch because you're like people will come at you like, oh, I can do this or I can do that, and I know that's coming because I've seen some of that coming for us. And it's just laughable because you're like, who you competing with, bro? I'm not even out here doing anything.
all.
Like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be me.
Right.
Sorry. And I can't be you, but I don't want to be you.
Right.
I'm good with being me.
Mhm.
I'm good with me. So go heal yourself and be good with you
Yep.
because then you won't want to do this anymore. But when you know who you are and you're aligned, you can't be outshined. Like, there is nothing that's going to outshine you. What happens is you are only mirrored then
Yep.
by those brave enough to wake up to,
Yes.
right? And that's what you want is that you want to have this light that people want to mirror that. They're like, listen, I don't know what they're doing, but like I want that.
Right.
Like I want that. It's not a competition. It's like it's a mirroring. Like they want that for their lives too. As we're sitting here, like, oh hey, here's what you're in for.
You want all of
you
it?
know,
Cool.
you want
Dig
this?
it.
Come get it.
Come,
Come on, come get it.
come get it.
Come get it.
Come get you some.
I like it. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on from that.
Okay.
But let's talk about our we'll just do gutter monkey and we'll end with that today. I was gonna go into our spirit animals, but we're kind of running long, so we'll save that for the next one.
Mhm.
Which is it's kind of a cute little thing. But anyway, so our gutter monkey this week is gossips.
Mhm.
Discuss among yourselves.
You want us to just
If
go ahead,
you
Tally,
weren't
because you know
there,
I'm right here.
if you weren't there, then you keep my name and every other syllable out your mouth. I don't want to hear what Joe Schmo said about blah, blah, blah. I'm a hairdresser. You don't
Oh
think
my
I
god.
hear enough?
I'm sure you do.
My God.
I
And
don't.
You
it's,
probably hear
I
all the
mean,
bullshit, don't
the
you?
gossip. Oh, well, I saw so and so and so and so, and they did this and they said this. Oh my God. Shut up. Just shut up.
Shut up.
Nobody wants to hear it.
I will cut people off. So I go. My infamous line now is I don't give a fuck. Soon as somebody starts, did you see
Exactly.
so and so? I don't give a fuck. I don't
No,
give a fuck.
no,
I don't care if they're
I
dead,
didn't see
alive,
them.
screwing 17 people. I don't give a fuck. Stop. Like, it has nothing to do with
I love
me.
that.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to come and talk to me, if somebody wants to come and talk to me and tell me, like, okay, this is what I'm going through, whatever, okay, great. That's not gossip. That is you talking to me directly. But if a third
Right.
party feels a need to come and tell me about somebody else's business that they ain't got no business talking about,
What the hell is that?
it's
Why do you think this exists? Why do you think
gross,
gossip
dude.
exists?
It is gross.
Do you think
Again,
it's a form?
I feel like it's because they need to feel relevant. So they don't have any
Okay.
relevance
Yeah,
in
I
their
could see
own
that.
life. So if they
Okay.
talk
So it
about
makes them
this
feel important.
person, yes. If they talk about this person, then all of a sudden,
That's
because
kinda
that
fucked.
person might
I'm
hold
just
a little
saying.
weight, in a
Yeah.
conversation because, oh, what were they doing? Because it's going to dim somebody's light to make their light,
Yeah.
they feel like their light's going to shine brighter. Like, oh, look at, I am.
They have all the knowledge,
Right.
all the knowing.
Exactly.
What? I don't understand. I've never understood about that. Like, it always made me feel cringy. Like,
It's so cringe.
even before I was awakened and, healed on
100%.
this journey, like, I just was always like, why you got to speak on people like that? It just always made me feel uncomfortable. And people get so excited. Oh my God. They get so excited. Like,
Yes.
they're like, oh my God, did
Oh
you
my
hear
God, did
about
you
so and
hear?
so?
As soon as
My
you start
God.
with, oh my God, did you hear? You better be following up
I'm
with a
like,
recipe. Like that chicken, when you add that Italian spice to
It was amazing.
Right. You better, that's what you,
oh my God. Did you hear about that chicken?
yeah,
That's
it better be.
amazing.
That
That
shit was on point.
Right. Because you follow that little shit with anything else, I'm going to tell you quick, fast, and in a hurry. I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to walk away.
It was delicious.
I don't.
That's all you need to say.
Mm.
It was
Oh
You
delicious.
know, when I was
God.
talking to, you better follow up with a, when I was talking to, like, you are about to tell me you had a whole ass explosion or something, like something in relevance to you and not your conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, I mean, I'm not as
Yeah, boy.
blunt as you are,
I
G, but
am.
like, I definitely just end up walking away from it. Like, it makes me feel gross. Like, I
It
don't
is
want to know.
disgusting.
And listen, I got news for you. Whatever gossip you are spreading about people,
Yep.
like, that's probably really painful for them.
Yes.
P.S.
Yes.
Like, all you're doing is inviting so much
Yep.
bad karma
Yep.
for you. I'm
Yes.
telling you right now. Because if you think the universe isn't hearing you spew that shit out there about
Yes.
other people, you are wrong.
Right.
Because I'm telling you right now, like, I
Yep.
feel that right now as I'm saying that. Like,
Yes.
if you're out here talking on somebody's name and they're like, let's say, like, one of the things that I heard this weekend was like, did you know about this one chick? Like, she's out sleeping on her husband and like, oh, she's not, like, she's got a boyfriend and she's over there, whatever. Okay, first of all,
That's not your damn business.
you don't know what the whole situation
Right.
is.
Right.
Like, you don't know.
Exactly.
And I'm always like, there's probably a reason. Because, like, people just don't do things for a reason. I
Right.
mean, some of them do because
Yep.
they're assholes,
Yep.
but whatever. But, like, I don't know this person. I don't know this person. I don't know what their story
You
is.
don't
I don't know
her
what
husband
led them
could have
to
been
there.
beating the shit out of her, and
Exactly.
she
Right.
feels the need. She's got to stay because they have children or financial
Exactly.
burdens or whatever.
You have no right to judge people's
Yep.
circumstances like this because I'm going to tell you, like, you can't be talking about them. Like, if they want to
100%.
confide in you and they want to tell you what's happening
Mhm.
in their life, great.
Yep.
But if you're going to sit from a place and like judge it and then go share some bullshit with people, I'm telling you, you know what you just did? You said, oh, bring the karma
Oh,
because I want all
100%.
that karma.
100%.
Here it comes.
Yep.
Here it comes.
And like,
And then you're going to
You're
wake up and
welcome.
wonder why shit's falling apart in your life.
yeah. Yeah. And
I'm just
the other
saying.
the other part of that is I feel like people have got to share it. How do I say this? It's something that they couldn't overcome in their own life. So they're almost
Yes,
like,
that could
oh
be
my
true.
God, why would somebody do this, to kind of get the
Yep,
validation that that's wrong, that their way of what they did, they're staying, they're swallowing whatever it was,
exactly.
to say like I did the right thing. Like, yeah, that's wrong, right? That's
What?
that's wrong
I
that
don't
they're doing it
know.
this way. Like, they're totally wrong. I'll tell you right now, my a very adult daughter that is in a very loving marriage, as far as I know.
Mhm.
Obviously, we're not there.
No, I think they
But
definitely are.
right, but if she came to me 20 years down the road, 10 years, 2 minutes down the road, and they have 2 beautiful kids, and if she said, "Mom, I'm done." You know what? I would
Yeah,
say, "Okay, how can I help you?"
yeah,
Like, I am
exactly.
not the one that is ever going to question and say, "But he was a good guy." He was,
Yeah,
because you don't even have to explain it to
exactly.
me. This is who I am. You don't
That
have
has
to
been
explain why. Nobody should have to explain why.
and yet they are held accountable for that. Well, at least in our lives, I'm gonna tell you right now, because
Ooh,
that has not been our experience at all, and it's still not our experience. It's like, "Wait,
100%.
what the hell are you doing? Why
100%.
are you doing what you're doing?"
Yep. Especially with
What
both of us awakening. Oh, see, that's why
Yeah,
I stayed quiet for 3 years. I stayed to my damn self. Like, I didn't say anything. I was like,
yeah.
nope, because in our family, that's not going to go over well. And none of
No.
that is going to make any kind of sense. But you came guns blazing, like, yeah, this is awakening. And not only am I awake, G is too. Let's roll with it
Yep,
and eat it. And
that's so
then
true. Eat it.
pretty much, pretty much.
Well,
And
and
then you're
listen.
like, and I'm going back to 3 hours away. So, G, feel free to clean up the mess. See ya. You get to deal with
Yeah,
them.
but don't think that I don't
Feel
dish
it.
out some lessons from here as well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when it comes up with me, it's like, no, I have to recalibrate some things. It's like, no, you don't have the full story about what's going on in my life and why
Yep.
it's going on and what's happening. And
Right.
one, I don't owe anybody any
You don't.
explanations. And it's like, but if you're talking on my name and if you're trying to just start drama or whatever, it's
Yep.
like, you don't know crap about
Why would
anything.
you
So it's
feel the
like,
need to call other people and ask them for their validation on my situation? What? What are you doing?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So
don't
okay, so
ever.
we all feel the same about that. Listen, if you're a gossip, don't do that, because I'm telling you right now, you are racking up karma for yourself. You may not see it right away, but it's coming.
Mm,
And it's like I've seen this happen with people. It's like,
yeah,
man, I've seen some wild stuff happen to people, and it'll be out of the blue. And then you kind of
100%.
trace it back and you're like, "Oh, this is why
Mhm.
they've been doing this for, all this time." Like, and you'll know. It's just like doesn't do any it's like it's not doing anybody any good. It's
Nope.
not making you look like a hero.
Nope.
You don't look awesome. Okay, first of all, for
No.
people who really know what's going on, they don't think you're awesome.
Mm-mm.
The people that are going to think you're awesome for sharing these things on other people are low vibrational. Sorry, they are. That it's
100%.
just that's
They're
the way
just
it is,
looking to
right?
feed their own need. They have to
Right.
have something to do, or something to validate, or something to go tell somebody else for the next event, you know, because they're bored or
Right. And
they're whatever.
yeah, and so like that's when you know that you're an alien, because like you sit amongst like these common things that everybody's used to doing and like
Mhm.
social situations and things. And that's when I know I'm an alien, because I'm like, can we talk about like I don't know, let's talk about like star seeds and alignment and like what is your what is your north node and your south node? What are your placements? I'm trying to understand you.
What planet do you align
And I'm
with?
like, yeah,
What's your
exactly. Like, what
astrological signs? What's Do you hear
let's talk about
things?
yeah, do you ever hear things that aren't there? And let's talk about this lesson that I
No,
had
I
to
swear I'm not
around the block
schizophrenic.
on this week. Oh my god. Oh, so I have a new gift that's opening, It's like,
Shit.
what? You sit there and you're like, my God, I am such an alien in this planet right
100%.
now.
100%.
Okay. So yeah, I get it, but
We
oh
love it
boy.
here.
Okay. Well, so Anyways, so we're just gonna leave it there. So we've had some laughs this
My
time.
God.
All right, so we just wrapped up the gossip thing. Listen, if you divinely align and you awaken and you're on your path, you got nobody to compete and compare with. Don't do that stuff. That is your ego trying to pull you into a place where you don't need to go. That's shadow. You just need to face it and be like, just keep reminding yourself, like, that doesn't mean anything for me. Like, I'm aligned. You are a unique fingerprint. Like, there's nobody like you. There's not supposed to be. There's nobody like you, and you have a purpose and a mission and an alignment that is unique. And so, like, embrace that and get rid of the lies. That doesn't belong to you anymore. Yeah. And so
And
I think
nobody
we'll leave it.
and tie that in, nobody else needs, you don't need validation from anybody else. And when they start gossiping about you, because the low vibrations are going to, that's just the way it is.
Yes, I will.
And when they start, just don't even exactly. Just
Exactly.
just
That's right, totally. You just be like, whatever.
just hit them with my famous line. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't have anything to do
I
with
just
me.
want to see that play out.
I don't give a fuck.
Yep, like I don't care.
Could you imagine
and
everybody walking around and they're like, oh my God. And as soon as they do this, you just hear, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That'd be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
love
I
that
think
world.
that'd be amazing. That's how we know that you're making a difference. Is that people start saying that all the time. Like, what's wrong with people?
They don't give a
I don't
fuck.
know.
I don't know.
They're just watching this ratchet podcast that just popped up out of nowhere, like these bitches that they haven't been through shit, and they're getting everything handed to them. It's gonna be like that. It's like, okay, well, you're welcome. Yep, see ya. All right. I think that's a good place to leave it. So
All right.
we're sending you all lots of love and light. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll catch you on the next one.
Later on.
Peace.